Hello and welcome. This is Sandra Hart. Each day is a new day for everyone. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road that you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low, but the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many failures turn about when we might have won had we stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Edward Guest. Hello and welcome to Life Over 60 with Sandra. So happy to have you with me today, and welcome. And we're just about ready to start a new year, aren't we? COVID has changed things for a lot of us. We have been in lockdown almost for about 10 months. But we have to realize that each day is a new chapter for anyone, for all of us. And I know sometimes we kind of feel stuck. We perhaps want to start over, but we don't know exactly how. We don't know how to make changes. And maybe we feel like Bill Murray in the movie Groundhog Day. We wake up and it's the same old every single day. Do you want to make a new start? Starting over can be difficult, but you deserve the life you want, don't you? You deserve to be able to live your dreams. And today I'm going to help you reconsider your life and to move forward. The first thing that I have had to do in my lifetime, and all of you who know my story know that I've had a lot of difficult times and I've had changes. But the most important thing you have to do if you are changing jobs, if you have perhaps working at home because of COVID, if you've lost a loved one, if you've lost a spouse, if you maybe are downsizing and you're leaving your home, there are a lot of changes that we can make, big and small, in our lives. But the most important thing that we have to do is to forget the past. We cannot keep dragging the past along with us, because all it is, it's like an anchor tied to our ankle. And as we drag forward, it's like a ball and chain that is keeping us from moving forward as fast as we can. And I know that that is the hardest thing. It was the hardest thing for me when I went through the loss of my husband and his illness. The hardest thing for me was to let go of that, to let go of those years that were horrible, the struggle, the stress, and all the terror I went through in trying to find a new job. My daughter once said to me, "Mother, why are you so fearful of being a bag lady?" And I said, "Brett, it's because of that time when my life changed overnight and we had no money and I didn't have a job, and it absolutely terrified me. So it took me years and years to let go of that fear of not having any money, of not being able to support my family. But once I learned to let go of that fear of something that happened in the past, I cut the chain to that ball that was around my leg, and I was able to move forward. So that really is one of the most important things you can do if you are thinking about making changes in 2021 to your life, is to forget what happened yesterday, but think more about what you want in the future. The next thing is to never ever forget that things happen for a reason. Every single thing that has happened to you is for a reason. And that is because it's making you make a change. Maybe it's making you to reevaluate your life. Maybe it's making you think, you know what? I made a mistake and I have to think about it, but I am going to reevaluate my life and I'm going to learn from that happening. Because I know with me, things that I thought were just awful, and I almost, said, God, why did you do this to me? They happened for a reason. Because of all of those things, and because of things that happened to you, you can come out of it a better person. You can come out of it maybe opening the door to another road. So things do happen in your life for a reason. So don't ever wonder, why has this happened to me? Take that experience, learn from it, and move forward in whatever direction you feel it's taking you. Without a risk, there is no reward. So take stock of your failures and your successes. Now, if you are so afraid you have no failures because you've been afraid to try things that are new, that's not good. Every successful entrepreneur that I've spoken with, they've always tried and tried and failed and tried, but they never gave up. And they kept trying, and so what did they achieve? They achieved a success. So don't ever, think about your failures and maybe why you failed, what things you did in your life, if you had a bad marriage or if you lost your job or if you were trying to do something and it didn't quite work out. Just think about that and take stock of the reasons, perhaps make a list of why you think maybe those things didn't work out. Discover your purpose. Remember, we've talked about this a lot before. Just sit down, be honest with yourself, and ask yourself the big question, why am I here? What do I want to do with my life? When 2021 comes, I don't want to have to make a lot of resolutions, but one thing I want to do is I want to take stock of where I have been, what I want to do going forward. Take stock of where you want to go. Discover your purpose in life. And once you find that purpose, what? Spread the good news to everybody. Hey, this is what I'm going to do with my life. That is something you should not do. Because if you do that, you're going to have people who are jealous of you. You're going to have people say, oh, you can't do that. What, are you crazy? So once you discover your purpose, you don't have to announce it to the world. Just quietly go about all the things that you have to do to make that happen. Get outside of yourself. Do something for other people, but you don't have to announce it to the world. Because sometimes when you do that, all the negative things around you actually put a damper on what you really want to do with your life. don't you? Hasn't that happened to you before? You've had this really exciting thing and you're so excited you go out and tell everybody, and then all of a sudden it falls apart because people are telling you that it's no good, or they're jealous, or you're not going to, you can't do that. Please don't announce it to the world. Just go quietly about making your plans. And what do those plans involve? Well, it means setting goals and making decisions. 2 simple things: setting goals and making decisions. If you want to downsize, give yourself a timeline. By spring, I want to be able to really know where I want to go. I want to know my decisions. If you have lost your husband, you've recently been widowed, or if you are recently divorced, take the time to heal. I mean, that's perfectly natural. But while you're doing that, set goals of where you want to be 3 months from now. Do you want to be starting over, accepting the fact that you are single now, making plans for a single life for a while, meeting friends, reaching out to other people, joining organizations, perhaps picking up a skill that you postponed because you were married and you were busy in that relationship? There are many ways that we can heal, and a lot of it is just reaching out to someone else who you know may be suffering. But set your goals and make decisions about where you want to be 3, 4, and 5 months from now. If you have to, just write it down on a piece of paper of, I am hurting now, but this is what I'm going to do to get over that hurt. I am hurting now, but this is what I am going to do to heal. I am hurting now, but this is where I want to be 6 months or a year from now. Honestly, that really does help. When I was going through several periods in my life when I was having different traumas, I had to live in the moment, forget the past, but I also had to plan where I wanted to be months from now. So that is really important, to be able to envision a better life where you want to be. We always don't have to accept the status quo. We really don't have to keep on keeping on like Groundhog Day, doing the same thing over and over again, year after year after year. We really don't have to do that, do we? No, we really don't. The exciting thing about life is that we are always free to envision taking a different route. Why not? Why not step out of the box and say, this is the way I've been living. This is the way I have been feeling. But do you know what? I don't have to be in this mood. I don't have to be in this situation for the rest of my life, for every single chapter that is going to come after this one. I am free to take a route. But in order to take a route, what do you have to do? You have to take a risk. And how do you best take a risk? It's doing what we talked about before. Letting go of that fear that is slamming the door in your face. Don't be afraid to think of a new direction in your life. Maybe it won't work out, but what is the worst thing that can happen? You're still here. You still can think. You still can dream. You can still have a life. But chances are, if you've made all the right plans, you will be successful and you will be on to a happier life and you will be able to reset your life by doing something different and taking a different route in your life. And this is something I think that you can tell your children. I know I have told all of my children this. You don't have to be in the status quo. If you've had a bad day today or if you had a bad 6 months, and look at all of us. We have had a really bad 10 months. I mean, we're still here, but it's been so unusual and it's, we've not been able to socialize, to travel, to do anything, but we're not going to be in this situation for the rest of our lives, are we? Another important thing we have to do is to get over yourself. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. There is not a perfect human on this planet. Everyone I know, including me and probably you, we've all made mistakes, haven't we? So forgive yourself. If you make a mistake, forgive yourself and move on, because none of us is perfect. And we all, because of not being perfect, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. So prepare when you make this change in 2021. Prepare to lose your mojo once in a while. Prepare to be moving forward, then all of a sudden, maybe you experience moments of weakness, moments of doubt, but that is so absolutely, that's natural, because we all have these emotions and these instincts, and one day we're gung-ho and we say, I can do that. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to change my life, and this is what I really want. And then you get out there and you're doing it, and then maybe some little thing happens to you that makes you afraid and makes you scared, and you pull back and you say, you know what, I'm not too sure I can do this. I am just not too sure. But you can. But this is everyone that goes through that. Nobody, just changes their life and moves forward without any hiccups and being strong as a bull. It's just not real. It really is not real. So once you are in reality and you realize that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to wake up and you're going to have days of weakness when you think you can't do it. But as long as you're like that little engine, and I used to read my children this story about the little engine that could, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And he climbed the mountain. Well, that can be you too. It really can be you too. So forgive yourself if you have those days of weaknesses, because we all have them. Pat yourself on the back. On your days of success, congratulate yourself and say, you know what? This day was really good. I made some progress. I know I'm going to make it. So don't be afraid to feel good about what you've done and to congratulate yourself and give yourself a little big self-esteem pat on the back. Be your own best friend and cheer yourself on. That is extremely important in all the things that I've been talking about and telling you. And the last thing I really am going to say, keep moving. Never go backwards. Ever, ever, ever never go backwards. That's the most destructive thing you can ever do in your life. Never go backwards. Keep moving forward no matter what, because life is constantly evolving. Life is constantly evolving, and so will you, and so are you. I want you to be able, if you're unhappy and depressed and you think you're too old and you can't do it, I want you to know that you can change your life in 2021. I don't care if you are 19 or 80. It is possible, but you have to believe you can do it. Let go of the past. Move forward. Know that you're human. You'll have weakness days. You'll have days of highs and days of lows. But you can do it. And like the little engine that could, never give up. Thank you for joining me today. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I have been on YouTube now for 4 whole years. I can't believe it. Thank you ever so much for all of you who want to improve your life and want to move forward. Thank you for allowing me to journey on with you. Be good to yourself today. Pick up the phone and talk to someone you love. And don't forget that we should all be forgiving of one another and also be forgiving of ourselves. Take care, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.